had physical contact with Carol. Rachel finally gets her first paycheck. Nurse Nurse Seymour got hit by the hockey pucks. I'm impressed with Nurse Seymour in the emergency room because of her appearance, attitude, and behavior. She is appealing and she looks like a bear. She did anything she wants, even she is on duty. The girls had a slumber party. They ordered a pizza and spy on their neighbor, which George Stephen
Stephanopoulos.
Ste- Stephanopoulos. He is charming and
Mediterranean guy.
Mediterranean guy.
There.
Mediterranean guy. He is the campaign guy or the press secretary of President Clinton. Rachel met her friends. She felt frustrated because all of her friends had something good that happened to them. The four women reunited by hugging each other, screaming and jumping up and down. Leslie is pregnant. Joanne became her father's partner in his firm. Kiki is the one who got engaged. Rachel felt frustrated because she lost her way in her life. Phoebe and Monica tried to comfort Rachel after being reunited with her friends. Phoebe gave her an advice about Jack and the Beanstalk, stating that there are a lot of possibilities and opportunities out there. Rachel apologized for bringing down with her. Phoebe and Monica are slightly startled by this side of Rachel, and they mock her and her old friends. Chandler and Joy took Rose to watch hockey game. The guys walked to the Madison Square Garden for the hockey game. Ross keeps noticing things that remind him of Carol. Ross got hit by the hockey puck and it ended.
Okay, so is it, do you have a better or clearer view? Okay. Alright, so those are actually the main key points. Yeah, I agree with you. It's just, everything is coming back in, in picture. Okay, so going back to my question, so is there an instance or scene on episode 4 that someone or one of the character stalked or crushed on the episode?
I'm not sure it's like a stalk. I mean, when they have slumber party, they spy on their neighbor.
Exactly, that's it. So on our key points, we actually use the word spy on their neighbor. Yeah. Or sometimes they actually use the word spy. They didn't mention they stalked on their neighbor. So yeah. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue. So you've listed a lot of vocabulary words. Oh no, it's just a few. So let's start with omnipotent.
Omnipotent.
So what does this mean?
It means almighty. You can do everything you want.
Okay.
Well, I heard a noise from, I
Oh,
guess, your headphone
oh
or
yeah, I'm
microphone.
hearing that too. Does it irritate you? If you left, I can
Feel
call you. I'll disconnect the call and call you back. Let's see if the sound is still okay.
okay.
Hello? Okay, oh yeah, okay. I don't know what happened. Because earlier it's raining hard here. That's why I actually asked how's the weather in Taiwan.
Oh,
So, yeah, the weather is, I mean, the rain is actually very
okay.
strong. My first student said, I can't hear. It's, yeah, it just stopped. So
So
it's, yeah.
it's still
So I
raining
think that's
there.
the impact after. Okay.
Okay.
So going back, so you said omnipotent, it's almighty, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So can you read the sentence?
Yeah. Is there are any omnipotent man exist? I don't think so. The glass is half empty. I always think the glass is half empty so I can keep learning.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
there's
is
another
it is
phrases.
there a vocabulary words after this?
No, no.
Do you remember? Or did I change it? Did something wrong here?
Huh? Uh, no, no, no. Yeah. Just the second one is the glass is
Okay.
half empty.
But what is the sentence for? Oh, I'm sorry.
You mean the
It's
glass
actually the
is half
vocabulary
empty?
word. Ah, okay. I'm sorry. My bad. I'm thinking of
Yeah,
a
there's
word,
another.
but this it's actually a sentence or a phrase. Maybe you're referring to half empty. Glass is half empty. Okay. Okay. So let
Oh, okay.
yeah, Okay. So I'm sorry. Could you read the sentence one more time? What about
I
the
always
other way
think the
around?
glass is half empty,
The
so I can keep
glass
learning.
is
The other way
yes, half full.
is half full.
Indeed. But which one is
They are
actually,
the same meaning.
at the negative? Because there's actually like a negative and positive side of it. The glass is half empty or the glass is half full.
I think the glass is half empty. Is
Positive? Why?
a
But
good way,
it
a
says here
positive way
empty.
to describe
When we
it.
say if it's empty, it's more of like a negative connotation.
Oh yeah, because I
If it's
think
half
it's more
empty,
humble. Yeah, it means the glass is half empty, so I need to learn more. I need to keep learning. But if I say the glass is half full, that means
okay.
I
So that's
already
how
got
you
something.
interpret, how you see this.
Yeah, that's how I think.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, what about can you try to use then half full in a sentence?
Mm, I
So you're trying to research. So like I've said, so if the glass is half empty, it's more of a negative side. But in your case, you see it as a being humble, right? So there are actually two words that
yeah.
also describe when you perceive this, it's like a test. So you tend to be more of a pessimistic person. Yeah, pessimist or pessimistic. And the other way around, which is if you see things or when you see glass is half full, you tend to be an optimistic person. Because optimistics, it's more of a passive
Oh.
side. Let's say if you're in under
Oh.
a situation wherein everything is,
Yeah.
everything is turning bad. Everything that happens is almost negative. So still, you tend to see things in maybe you could say, maybe these things are happening for a reason. But if the other way around, when you say you're pessimistic, for other people, they will say that I'm cursed. It's a bad luck. They can also say that, right? All right. So, can you try to use the glass half full in a sentence also? Let's just see what's the difference.
Yeah, I'm typing. That guy's that guy seems to feel the glass is half full, so he behaves very
Okay.
confident.
Next. FIC. FICA or FICA.
FICA,
Oh, hold on a sec. I'm sorry.
Federal
Before we move
Insurance
to the next word,
Contributions Act.
let's just remember. So for the first word, omnipotent, this word was actually being used at what part of the part of the scene or beginning? Right, exactly. What about the glass is half
At the
empty?
beginning in the restaurant. Uh, Still in the restaurant.
Okay. The reason that I'm
Who
asking is
says
that I
that? I
also
forget it.
forget or I haven't maybe captured which part, who, or when they mention this word. Okay. So we'll just skip. And then how about this word? The next word.
Uh, yeah, it's the same in the beginning when Rachel looked at her paycheck. Her paycheck. She uh, wants to know who is the FICA because FICA took all her money.
Because for us, we tend to say it's more of taxes, right? Government taxes. So in here, I'm just a bit confused. It's
Yeah,
federal
taxes.
insurance. They use the
Yeah.
word insurance, contribution.
Maybe it's in. Maybe it's the
Most likely. Of course, that depends on,
instruction in
again, it's based on
United
their
States.
culture, how they differentiate or name things. Yeah, so says here is a U.S. law that creates a payroll tax requiring a deduction from the paychecks of employees as well as a contribution from employers to fund Social Security and Medicare programs. Oh, okay. This one it's clear idea. I'll put it in here. So it's already there. It's not just tax, but it already includes their SS, Social Security, and Medicare programs. That's why it's called the insurance contribution. Now I know.
Oh, oh, so they charge people in the same
Yeah.
item,
So it's already, that's why
and
they
they
have
pay
this
for
law. I
tax, and
remembered
it's
when I'm
including
working,
all of
as a
this.
customer service, their social security number, that's already their identity. So um, if you're gonna ask for their social security number, they
Yeah.
actually memorize it by heart, and it's alright, their identity or their ID. So every time, like it says here, so it's an automatic for them that they will this amount or a certain amount will be deducted from their paychecks. And also, I remembered for Social Security or Medicare programs, 911, it's already part of their tax. Well, they can only
Really?
use
So they call
911 for
911 for
emergency,
free?
right? That's why, if they are on an emergency situation, they can just call 911 because they actually paying for that. But they have to be careful
Uh-huh.
in dialing 911 because that's actually a hotline for them. Yeah, yeah, I just remembered. Okay, yeah, it's actually the good thing about them. It's um, can be how they actually create this law or implement their law. Because here in the Philippines, let's say, if you are working on a private company, for some, they will not automatically deduct you for Social Security, or sometimes they will not offer you Medicare programs. Yeah, that's why for other employees, if they're trying to look for a good job, they're actually looking into the benefits of the company. And one of them is Medicare.
Yeah, of course.
How about in Taiwan? Does your government offer a medical program?
Yeah, they have to. So most of um, our companies offer employees medical insurance, but still some of bad companies, bad boss, they didn't follow the law. So uh, yeah, there are still some people who can't have medical care in their company.
For us, we have, it's called PhilHealth, Philippine Health Insurance. So, so it's like the same thing. So, certain amount will be deducted from our paycheck, and also, let's say contribution is $50 or let's say $100. So the company that you're working for will also contribute $100. So if you get sick, then you will have a certain discount on your bills. Yeah. But of course, everything is not being shouldered by the Medicare that's actually being offered here in the Philippines. It's just like a discount, something like that. But I heard with Miss Michelle, because recently had she had a series of checkup, after going back to Taiwan. She mentioned that the bills she's been paying for having her checkup, it's cheaper, or it's less money compared if she'll have a checkup here in the Philippines.
Yeah, that's true because in Taiwan, if we go to uh, if we go to the hospital or a clinic, uh, like I got cold, I need to go there. I only need to pay for about 100 and half Taiwan dollars to 200 Taiwan dollars. It's enough. Yeah, but compare with United States, you might need to pay for uh, 1,000 or 2,000 Taiwan dollars. So it's totally different. But because of that, our government uh, almost uh,
Oh, okay.
almost
So,
in bankruptcy in medical care.
so
Yes, some professors forecast our medical care will be bankruptcy in the
okay.
in
So
10 years
is your
later.
government doing something to avoid that from happening?
Some politicians they have their offer. They suggest the government how to improve it, but for now it still didn't work because the short of the medical care fee is being more and more.
Well, it's really hard to maintain a certain programs like Medicare, wherein you could invest a lot of money and everyone will be beneficial or everyone will benefit from it. So there are really instances that bankruptcy will
Yeah.
might took place in the near future. So they need to actually think more about it, how to avoid. Okay, so now I'm learning about this. See, because because that's their culture. So yeah, I just remembered it because we handle telephone bills. So even just a penny or how many cents is that in dollar, um, it matters to them. Especially, let's say I have customers who are actually very old, and sometimes you tend to explain what is that for. And of course, for them, there are also certain laws that say
Oh, okay.
if they are residing from a certain county or any part or state, they should not be paying for any taxes, or the tax percentage should be less. So it's like, ooh, it's mind blowing because it's just penny or cents, and they're asking
Mm.
about that. So it's really hard to how you're gonna really explain it to your customer. And sometimes they're requesting for a refund. Wow. Well, you can really, yeah, especially
But
if it's just cents. But of
yeah, I think
course,
you can just
um,
give them refund.
sometimes it depends. If let's say that particular customer tends to be bossy, hey, you need to refund this money right now. You know, you're paying me or you're charging me more instead of me, paying less. So if that particular customer tends to be bossy or, um, they sound very irate and doesn't want to listen, because at first we need to explain to them what is this charges. They need to
Uh-huh.
understand because not every time they have their bill they will ask for a refund. So let's say right now, hey, this is your bill. Okay, you were
Mm.
charged because of this, blah blah blah. So as a one-time courtesy, I can go ahead and credit you or refund this amount. But moving forward, this amount will be still charged on your bill. Yeah. So we cannot just refund. Yes, that's business, you know.
Okay. Wow, you must be.
And I often,
Yeah.
encounter a lot of soup
Yeah.
calls or supervisory calls because I'm a supervisor in, my previous company, and I tend to, have a lot of irate customers. They really shout at you, even curse you. So if they did that, instead of me just refunding it to end the call right away, they will not listen. It's up to them. Yeah, of course, because that's business. Yes,
But
it's the
who are
United
you
States.
dealing with? I mean,
Yeah, that's why
in
I
America
mentioned I
or in
remembered
which
about
country?
this. It's just had a flashback. I'm fighting with this
Okay.
kind of customers. Yeah, that's just sound funny. But sometimes we can be
Okay.
being generous. Sometimes I can refund them.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, you don't need to pay your bill. So just moving forward on your next bill, you have to pay this amount. But of course, we have a certain limit, and that's okay. Yeah. Let's say, like before, we can credit or refund
Uh-huh.
$230 from their bill. But because of, you know, there are a lot of
Uh-huh.
employees or agents who are, you tend to, just to end the call, they will just refund it without explaining to the customer. So, of course, the exactly. You don't, and of course, we are being
Uh-huh.
surveyed. At the end of the
Because
call,
it's
they will
easier.
receive a text message or a call. So, how was your experience? And of course, it will affect your metrics, our scores. Yeah, it's actually hard. You're being tested. You need to be kind to your customers.
Oh,
Exactly. Because at the end,
yeah. And
they
you,
will
you,
pay
you
you
don't want
back
to offend them.
by giving you the tractors, you know, very bad surveys. And of course, your boss will scold you. They will try to listen to your call, and then there. So, indeed, it's not. That's where I learn a lot of
Oh,
things.
it's
I've
not an
learned
easy
how to
job.
deal with this type of person or these customers.
Oh, yeah. And I think if you are already
Well, if
good
you're
at
an
it,
agent,
you're
it's
supposed
already
to be
included. You're
a
already a
salesperson, a
salesperson. So
salesman.
if you're dealing with their
I
bill,
think,
and let's say, because we're dealing about cell phones, right? So you could already sell them. What are the many applications, features that you could
yeah.
add ons to your customer? Yeah. So at the same time, you are customer service representative and a salesperson at the same
Uh-huh.
time, and even technical support also. Yeah, because they will call. Why is it my phone like this? Why is there a circle on top of my phone? I want to
Oh, okay.
get rid of that. There are this kind of. It is. There are really this kind of old people. They try to bug you
Come on.
because I don't feel at ease. I'm. This
Uh-huh.
circle keeps on popping out on my screen. I want to get rid of that. Yeah, of course. But
Yeah,
like
of
like
course.
I've
Have you
said,
ever been
you
annoyed
need to
by
think of
those
your survey,
customers?
and that's your metrics. Yeah. At first,
Oh,
at first I
it's
really wanted to quit, but
so hard.
then I was able to overcome it, and but those times I just missed it because you really have to deal with this kind of different people. Exactly. And every day, imagine that.
Different persons, you different people. Yeah. Yeah, it that you won't feel your job is boring because
Yes,
you can
exactly. But then
you
again, you
won't
need
know
to
what
take
would
good care of your
happen
scorecards,
next
your
day.
surveys. So every day you have like meeting with your group, your teammates. And if you're at the bottom, of course, that's, you know, you tend to feel nervous and, you feel ashamed. Why is it my score like this? And sometimes there is equivalent bonus or compensation if, you hit your certain metrics. Yeah. So if you really want to earn more, you need to be good with your
Hmm.
surveys or on your metrics, and you need to sell also. So again, everything that you do is also being compensated. So that's the good part. Although it's hard, but you just need to think of the bigger picture
Hmm.
for, the good side of it. How about in Taiwan? Is there like a customer service also?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. So sometimes if I wanna check my credit card bill or
Mm.
I have some issue of my credit
So
card,
how's your
I will
experience talking
call
to a
for
customer
customer
service
service.
representative?
And, mm, in my experience, I think they are professional and they all have
Or
good
maybe you're
temper.
just a good customer
And,
calling
yeah, because they
your
have to,
customer
or they will
service.
lose their job. Yeah, I won't accept why there is a
Okay.
button in my
So,
phone.
what are the
Can I
usual
remove it?
issues that you encounter with your credit card? Is there just like unusual charges, something like that?
Yeah, like I got a notification that I bought something abroad, and it charged me
Mm-hmm.
100
Oh.
uh, US dollar, but I didn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I call customer service to check check the detail, and I told them I didn't buy stuff abroad. So they told me my credit card might be
Okay. So, what did
used
they
by
do after
other person.
you tell or complain about the charge on your credit card?
Yeah. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
they will help me to file the record that I my description, and they won't charge me for the fee, and they help me to terminate my
Okay.
credit
How that
card,
happen? So it
and
means your
then
credit card is
give
being
me
hacked,
another
maybe?
new one. Yeah, been hacked. I think it's my because of I used to uh, online shopping uh,
Uh-huh.
Europe website or a United States website. So yeah, somehow they got my credit card number and uh, my information,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so they
that's
can use
possible.
it
Because you need to
and
enter the number of your
buy
credit
something
card and
online.
the security number at the back. Yeah, including expiration date. Exactly. You can actually use that.
Yeah, security
So,
number. Yeah.
yeah, going back to um, you know, my going back to my
Yeah.
work before. So if we have this type of customers who are discussing about their bill, then they wanted to pay it, and they could just provide it on the phone, their credit card number and so on. And sad thing to say that there are other agents because instead of just writing it down directly on the system to pay the bill of the customer, there are agents who tend to keep those information and then try
Mm-hmm.
to purchase things online. Yeah, because they can actually provide the numbers. Unlike if
Wow.
um, if there's only a way that you don't actually need to provide the entire credit card number, or it can be shown as X instead of the real numbers. So I think that's a bit safer.
Uh-huh. Mm. Yeah, it's hard to prevent some people
Exactly. I agree.
do it because they have
Okay,
opportunities to
so
do something like that.
here, next we have a word. I'm sorry, duplex. Okay.
Duplicate. Duplex. A house divided into two apartments with a separate entrance for each. Look at her.
Okay.
She almost becomes duplex after she got pregnant.
So, in your sentence, you are referring to a person. So, if you're referring to a person or a girl, so the word duplex, based on our definition, of course, it's not the right word. There's also another definition here, but this is for biochemistry. It's a double-stranded polynucleotide molecule. So it's more of a molecule, but it's not to a certain person that you could use the word duplex. So another meaning here. So the first one that I put in there, it's a noun, okay? If it's an adjective having two parts in particular.
Yeah.
Yeah, so can you try create another sentence using the word duplex? So yeah, you cannot really use it on a person. It's more of a thing. Use a house, an apartment, paper or board, printer or its software. Okay, there.
Have you ever visited
Or you can
Rachel
say,
in
have you
her new
visited
apartment?
Rachel in
It's a
her
duplex.
new duplex apartment? You can, yeah, use it directly. Duplex apartment. So, yeah. So just like here in the Philippines, duplex houses are more,
Duplex.
more famous, or no, most of, not really more common. It's just recently that those two are selling houses or building houses. They tend to build duplex houses or apartments because it saves space compared to a single detached house. Yeah. So for this, it's just like the house that I bought. It's actually duplex. So there's just a division of a wall. So the other side, that's supposedly my sister's house, and the other part, that's my house. Yeah. So it's, yeah, there's just a wall that divides it. Unlike for a single detached house. That's your own house, and you have your own, let's say, garage or space. Unlike for duplex, you're sharing. Yes, of course, if it's a single.
Oh, but it's more expensive.
Okay, so your sentence is correct.
Yeah.
Or how are you going to look at her? She almost becomes a duplex after she got pregnant. Or you can say, look at her. She's staying in a duplex apartment. Okay. Alright, next word.
Oh, okay. Crust.
Crust. Oh, okay.
It's a noun.
Why? Is that
not
a
really
mixture
a
to you, or
fan
just for
of
making a sentence?
pie crust.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, well,
Just making a sentence.
next word. Again, Mediterranean. Okay.
Mediterranean. Mediterranean. Mediterranean.
Okay.
It is seldom see Mediterranean show
So,
up in this neighborhood.
you could actually use Mediterranean in a lot of things. So, you said it is seldom see Mediterranean. Or you can say Mediterranean people. You actually need to include because
Yeah, because I mean
what they
people.
mentioned, George is a Mediterranean guy.
Oh. Oh, I see. So I can use it as Mediterranean,
Mediterranean.
come on, Mediterranean.
Again,
Oh,
Mediterranean.
it's difficult.
Okay, that's better.
Mediterranean. Uh, Mediter, Mediterranean. Mediterranean ways, Mediterranean people,
Okay, me too.
Mediterranean. Oh, come on.
So, of or characteristics of the Mediterranean Sea, the countries bordering it, or their inhabitants. Of course, there's a lot of things, to describe Mediterranean. You can also say Mediterranean food. Mediterranean climate, Mediterranean style. So it's more of like a description of the styles, or Mediterranean cruise. Yeah. Have you tried going out for a cruise? Mediterranean cruise, that's one of the famous, cruise. It's CRUISE. You need to take a ship, and you'll be traveling there for, let's say, a week.
Uh-huh. I used to ask my friends, hey, we should take
Because I think
ship to
it's very expensive.
somewhere like
Because you'll be staying there for a couple of days, but I think it's very exciting. That's actually one of my dreams, to have a cruise. Yeah. Okay, so we'll definitely continue and end the discussion for this.
Really?
Sean, do you already have a copy of episode 5? Oh, okay. You're very advanced. Okay. Okay. Alrighty, so that's it for now, Sean. Have a great evening. Bye now.
That's why I forgot episode 4. Okay. Thank you. Good night.